was dark except for the illumination from street lamps and the flash of headlights from cars as they passed. She'd been a fool to stick around after Rinda had gone home for the day, but she'd needed the money the overtime would bring. Had naively thought that Tyrell wouldn't return from his late afternoon meeting with a client. She'd been wrong. Stupid, stupid girl. He scraped back his chair and it squeaked as he stood. His familiar tread followed. Just a few more minutes. You can handle it, Kate. Whatever you do, don't blow it. You need his letter of recommendation so you can get another job in Seattle. She managed a thin, watery smile as he approached her L-shaped desk. Fake it, she told herself, though her palms began to sweat. Be friendly, but firm. She resisted the urge to wipe her suddenly moist hands on her skirt. A few more minutes, then you'll never have to see him or put up with his harassment again. Just hang in there. Tyrell was an imposing man, and a cliché of the highest order. Tall, dark, and handsome, he'd been compared to Clark Gable's Rhett Butler time and time again. He'd made it a point to see that his tie was never askew, his dark hair always in place, his three-piece suits without so much as a thread of lint or wrinkle to detract from his polished image. Except lately. He'd been slipping. His shoes weren't always shined to a high gloss. A few gray hairs had dared invade his temples, and lines of worry had collected near the corners of his mouth. But it was his eyes that had changed dramatically. Usually full of a mischievous light, they dimmed with worry, and he was forever playing with the wristband of his watch, as if he were running out of time. She knew why. The continuous correspondence from the IRS explained it all. So, this is goodbye, he said. Yes. She reached for her purse. I was just getting ready to call it a day. Her mind was spinning ahead, creating an excuse to flee the building. I thought we might have one last drink together. Sorry. Not really, she thought. I told Laura I'd stop by. I'm already late. Your sister will understand. He picked up her favorite paperweight, a crystal porcupine, and tossed it lightly as if testing its weight. This is important. He offered her an infectious smile that had worked its magic on dozens of women with weaker hearts and landed them in his bed. The sorcery hadn't affected Kate. She wasn't interested in a man, any man, and especially not one as well-worn as Tyrell. And now his grin seemed forced, his usually tanned skin paler, as if the life were being sucked out of him. What? Her damned curiosity always got the better of her. I thought you might like to be a mother again. She felt as if the floor had just dropped out from under her feet. A mother? She repeated, her voice a whisper. Her head began to pound. She'd never known him to be so outwardly cruel. If this is some kind of joke, it's not. She could barely breathe, hardly hear above the dull roar in her ears. I'm offering you a son. No strings attached. Well, not many. Easing his hip onto the edge of her desk, he clasped his hands around one knee and stared at her with dark, knowing eyes. The tick beneath his eye kept up its steady rhythm. I don't understand, she replied, trying to calm down. It's a long story, and one I'm not privileged to discuss in too many details. But I have a client, an important, socially prominent client, whose daughter just had a baby, a little boy.